Hello and welcome to my tutorial about the GPS maps tutorial that is on the Aries documentation page for you to follow along. So I'm just going to follow along the basic tutorial that's already on there and give you basically the video side of that and what to do so you can kind of follow along. So open up your web browser to aries.plom.com/aries.docstemp/tutorial10.html, and basically that gets you into this page here that shows you the tutorial, and it's got the Flickr tutorial in there plus this GPS maps tutorial, so that's when we're going to follow along. So alright, so in your Aries window, you're going to come up to your left hand side, select new application, and you just enter in whatever you want there. GPS, I already have one here. You can see here's my folder GPS, and everything is already laid out. So to start off, we want to create a new header. So in our scene, click on the palette over here. So drag it onto the canvas and place automatically goes to the top of the screen. There's your header. In the settings over here in the common section, find this label property and set the label to my maps app, and then you can either hit enter or click anywhere else, and that changes your header to my maps app. So now we want to add a map. So back in the palette, locate the maps widget on your in the first section here, which is this little thing that looks like a little Google map, and I want to drag that onto the canvas below the header. It'll automatically pop in there. That automatically shows this is where, I guess, Palm headquarters is, down in Sunnyvale. So in the Properties Inspector under Sizing Tools on the right hand side here, you can see Sizing Tools. So click Maximize. It's going to automatically fill up whatever space is available left over, which is nice because then when you rotate it, it also automatically adjusts for that size. Alright, and so now we want to add the GPS component, that's good English, to this. So in your palette on your left hand side again, we want to find the GPS component in the sensors section. So we'll just drag this up. Here's our sensors. You can see down the info on the bottom there. As you hover over, it says GPS tracking service. We want to drag that onto the screen, and nothing will appear on the screen. You just drag it over here, let go. It pops up down here. It says GPS 1. So because it's a little GPS tracker component, it's a non-visual component, so it doesn't show up on there. So just make sure that's selected, and on your right hand side you can see the name matches here, GPS 1. You can call it whatever you want, and excuse me. What we want to do there is make sure the subscribe checkbox is checked for the GPS components, so you get regular updates from the sensor rather than just a one-time deal, so which we have that selected here. Okay, now we want to add some code. So still over here in this left hand side, click in the events, and once you want to go inside the on success box, this first one here, and click on this little page on the right hand side of that box. That takes us over to the code section behind that first page we're just working on. And what we want in here is you want to type in these two lines. This map 1 set. And your second line is basically the same as the first one, except you're going to set the latitude. So this map one, oops, set latitude. Bracket in response, latitude. In brackets, semicolon, of course, at the end of every line. And now we want to locate the setup method higher up in the code file, which is right up here, setup function. And after this Aries setup scene assistant, let's hit enter, create a new line, and we want to add in this, oops, $, GPS1, which is the name of our little GPS tracker that we gave. So if you change the name, then you have to change that name as well. Start tracking. This is all right from the page. So there, and that's it actually. So not much there, and they can just run the app as is. So I save everything, and I run it. Switch over to here, and here is our app, My Maps app header. That's what you put in there, and that's all there is to it. Pretty easy to do, and you can set that up for any kind of page that you want, or whatever the case may be. So, all right. Hopefully that was a little bit useful. I know that's a pretty easy one to kind of skip through, so not very hard to do. All right. Thank you, and thanks for watching.